Math 102, examples 3.5.3 and 3.5.4. So we've said we have asymptotes. Now let's start looking at them. So the first type we're going to look at is a vertical asymptote. This is where the denominator is equal to 0. So if I'm going to find this algebraically, I ignore the numerator and take just the denominator equal to 0. Now I'm going to use VA as shorthand for vertical asymptote because those words are hard to spell. And here I will get x equals negative 3. Let's graph that function. Again, please note I have parentheses around the entire numerator and around the entire denominator because they both have two terms. Again, if you don't put those parentheses in, it's not going to graph correctly. So let's graph that. Now, if you look at negative 3 on the x, you can hopefully tell that that's where the first piece ends and the second piece begins, but sometimes it can be hard to see that vertical asymptote exactly, even if I do know approximately where it occurs. So if I hit second and then graph to pull up my table, and let's go up, at negative 3, I have an error message on my calculator. That's because I'm dividing by 0. That is where the vertical asymptote occurs. So in this section at least, if you see an error on the table, that's probably because we have a vertical asymptote there. Let's look at my next function. I've got x squared plus 5x plus 6 in my denominator. Again, I'm ignoring the numerator, but I take the denominator equal to 0. That is a quadratic. I'm going to factor. Again, you can use the quadratic formula if you prefer. And I get two vertical asymptotes. I get x equals negative 2 and x equals negative 3. It is possible to have more than one vertical asymptote. Now 2 is the most that we'll see in this class, although it is possible to get more than 2. Finally, when you have a vertical asymptote, make sure that you have the x equals. These are vertical lines, so the x equals is part of the line. If we put a y equals, that is horizontal line, and that is something different. So again, the x equals does need to be part of our answer.